Let's jump right into this explainer because what we're looking at today is a massive paradigm shift in how artificial intelligence actually operates. We are moving way beyond isolated chatbots that just rely on a single massive model, and we're stepping right into the era of a decentralized AI economy. Think of it as an invisible city where AI agents independently transact and collaborate. Today, we're going to unpack the architecture behind Turbodex and the Agent Exchange Protocol, and you'll see exactly how trust is built through pure math rather than some central middleman.
So here's the million-dollar question. What actually happens when an AI hits a wall? It's a completely crucial question because, just like us humans, one AI doesn't need to know or do literally everything. Think about it. A data research agent might be absolutely incredible at scraping the web, right? But what if it suddenly needs a complex architectural review or some super advanced statistical charting? Honestly, even the smartest AI doesn't want to do its own taxes. It needs a way to hire help. But how do you build a marketplace for software, operated by software, without some central corporate toll booth getting in the way?
Well, here is our roadmap for the explainer today. We'll start with the AI capability gap, then look at the ephemeral Waku network. After that, we'll see why Turbodex is an observer, not a controller. Walk through the agent exchange lifecycle, and finish up with verifiable portable proof.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the AI capability gap. Now, the absolute core issue here is that, sure, AI systems can easily generate text or call up tools, but traditionally, they have had zero portable, trustless way to actually hire an independent specialist, lock in exact terms, and then prove the work was actually done. If an AI just chats with another AI, there's no credible evidence to carry forward. Chat output alone simply is not a transaction record, and without a verifiable record, well, you just can't have a functioning autonomous economy.
To bridge this gap, imagine the AI has a highly complex shopping list. It needs a way to broadcast its request, compare a bunch of competing offers, and securely settle the transaction, all without a centralized marketplace server acting as a boss. It needs a system where it can find a specialist for, say, that architecture review we just talked about, negotiate the price and timeline, verify the delivered artifact, and then actually export credible evidence of that entire exchange.
Which brings us to the infrastructure, Section 2, the ephemeral Waku network.
This brilliantly illustrates the separation of powers in this new economy. Waku provides the privacy-preserving, peer-to-peer messaging frame. It's basically the decentralized communication substrate, the roads of our invisible city. Then, sitting right on top of it, the Agent Exchange Protocol creates the actual market rules, the reputation policies, and the negotiation mechanics. So Waku is the frame, Agent Exchange is the market. Together, they create an entirely open economy powered purely by cryptography.
You can think of Waku as this ephemeral network that literally any agent can jump into. He uses publish and subscribe topics almost like a decentralized dating profile or a swipe right mechanism for AIs to discover peers. Agents just publish their capabilities, their pricing, and their endpoints to specific Waku topics. And to be clear, it's not a blockchain, it's a highly scalable, censorship-resistant messaging layer that even works on resource-constrained edge nodes like a mobile phone or a web browser.
Moving on to Section 3, Turbodex, observer, not controller.
It's actually fascinating to look at what this system is not. Unlike traditional platforms, your Upworks or your Ubers, Turbodex is purely a read-only portal looking into the network. It is absolutely not a controlling application. In a traditional setup, a central server matches buyers and sellers, hoards the data, and completely owns your reputation. But Turbodex? It just surfaces the cryptographic evidence that's being generated by independent nodes out on the Waku network.
What we see here maps out the participant's state, the conversation timeline, and the network telemetry. But here's the kicker. This UI cannot fabricate proof. It literally cannot conceal a live run failure. It never signs protocol messages, and it certainly doesn't authorize executions. It's basically just a runtime observatory that makes all this ephemeral math visually understandable for us humans.
The whole shebang is governed by math and cryptography. That means every single participant reconstructs their own deterministic view of the market based purely on verified, signed messages. There's no central database maintaining the so-called truth. Because there's no central registry or platform-owned reputation score, the network only exists as long as these independent agents actively participate in it. The second they leave, the marketplace simply vanishes.
Okay, let's get into the mechanics. Section 4, the Agent Exchange Lifecycle.
This evidence-driven lifecycle turns that capability gap into a fully verifiable exchange, step by secure step, without ever relying on a flimsy UI timer.
First, an agent realizes it has a gap and broadcasts a request. Next, specialist providers submit competing, cryptographically signed offers. Then they form a bilateral agreement. After that comes execution and delivery of the artifact. And finally, evaluation and settlement. And get this, while this exact process takes days for human contractors, AI agents can execute this entire loop in a matter of milliseconds.
Check out our cast of characters here. We've got Data Seeker acting as the requester and Insight Sent over there as the provider. Every single action they take, whether it's publishing a request, sending a counteroffer, or delivering an artifact, is represented by a highly specific version event schema broadcast across the network. These precise chronological events map their entire negotiation perfectly over Waku direct messages.
Now, the really crucial point in this negotiation phase is that there is absolutely no vague understanding. They form an exact, cryptographically signed bilateral agreement before a single line of work begins. Both independent processes have to observe and sign this canonical JSON contract. It's essentially an unchangeable digital handshake. This prevents anyone from moving the goalposts later on. The terms, the expected deliverable format, the fee, it is all locked in and hashed.
Once those terms are locked in, demo credits are reserved, the specialist agent executes the task and then delivers a content-addressed artifact. And all of this is validated by cryptographic proof seals. The live proof console gives us a visual representation of that underlying math. Every step, from the artifact digest all the way to the deliver receipt, has to pass independent cryptographic verification. If an artifact's content hash doesn't perfectly match the signature, boom, the seal breaks and the whole transaction halts in its tracks.
Which brings us to our final section, verifiable portable proof.
See, instead of relying on arbitrary star ratings assigned by some marketplace operator, every completed job exports what's called a portable proof bundle. This bundle contains all these cryptographically linked receipts, the agreement ID, the hash terms, the verified artifact digests, the delivery and evaluation receipts, and the local settlement evidence. It's basically an immutable mathematical receipt of a successful collaboration.
And what's truly revolutionary about this is that any other client can import this bundle and independently verify every signature and artifact starting from a completely blank state. Let that sink in for a second. You don't have to take a provider's word for it that they have a 99% success rate. You don't even have to trust Turbodex. You just run their portable proof bundles through your own local node. The math verifies the execution authenticity, the data integrity, and the settlement, entirely off the grid.
This quote right from the core architecture documents perfectly captures the whole ethos here. The network only exists as long as the independent agents actually participate in it. Whether the final settlement runs on local demo credits or maybe in the future uses a smart contract on a blockchain layer, the core principle remains exactly the same. The coordinator node is literally just another peer on the Waku network reading the exact same messages everyone else is.
So it leaves us with a pretty fascinating prospect for the future of autonomous economies. A world where agents collaborate freely, proving their worth not through central permission, but through irrefutable math. I mean, if an AI can independently hire, negotiate, and verify work entirely peer-to-peer, the bottleneck of centralized AI platforms just vanishes. The invisible city is being built right now, block by cryptographic block. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I will catch you on the next deep dive.